Good afternoon. This is St. Louis's oldest living hippie, JC, and I'm bringing you an alternate news article about these retired generals who are very much against what Trump is doing with the U.S. military and the National Guard. I think that you will definitely want to hear this all the way through, so please don't leave.
Absolutely detestable. Retired generals sound alarm over Trump admin policy. Published by Alternate. Former generals are sounding the alarm over the Trump administration's recent expansion of the National Guard's domestic role, saying it could undermine the Guard's morale, recruiting, public standing, and constitutional norms. In a report published Sunday, the New York Times quoted leaders with long service under both Republican and Democratic administrations, who say they support efforts to reduce violent crime, but believe that sending Guard troops into cities for law enforcement and civil unrest duties poses serious risks. Brigadier General Paul G. Smith, former Assistant Adjutant General in Massachusetts, told the Times that the Guard has long been seen as the good guys, working in disasters and emergencies, fishing families out of floodwaters, or shoveling ambulances through snow. He added, patrolling the monuments, creating this sort of military net that's descended on these urban areas, that's not something a lot of people signed up for. Major General William Enyart, former Adjutant General of Illinois, said, the military is designed to fight external enemies, not citizens. Major General Randy E. Manner, retired acting vice chief of the National Guard Bureau, called Trump's decision to deploy Guard troops in D.C. an attempt to intimidate the local population, saying such deployments politicize the force. He added that using the military to police American citizens is the beginning of a divide between our military and our citizens, and that is absolutely detestable. General Enyart told the publication, these are all really disincentives for retention, for morale, for recruiting, and contrasted the traditional missions of disaster relief and overseas deployment with what he sees as fulfilling a president's political desires. The former generals also warned that deploying the Guard in law enforcement roles without state consent violates constitutional norms and the posse comitatus principle. Brigadier General David L. McGinnis described deployments over governors' objections as being outside the constitutional box. Others believe risk is increased when federal orders override state authority. Retired Army Lieutenant General Russell L. Honore warned of the danger if things go wrong. Because when it goes bad, like Kent State, it goes bad, he said, referencing the 1970 incident when National Guard troops fatally shot 4 students. He continued, we want to make sure we're on the side of saving lives, not taking lives in America.
Well, there's quite a slate of contention and dissension amongst the retired National Guard leaders, and they're right. This is going to end up badly if it ends up at all, and it's going to end up with violence. And I don't just mean violence by the National Guard against the public. In cities like Chicago, especially South Chicago, there are people there who take violence against the police and the society that lives there every day. They're not afraid of the National Guard, and if and when they decide to go after the National Guard members, they will do it, and they will do it with ultimate violence. And that's the way it's going to be. And I can't believe that it hasn't happened yet in these cities where National Guardsmen are hurt because of Trump's politicization of the National Guard. And it's going to happen sooner or later. And it's what Trump wants, so he can call a state of emergency and put the troops in every state and cancel the 2026 election. That's what he wants. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen probably in towns like Chicago, where there's a population of people who won't stand for it. I can think of many. Oakland, California, it won't work. There are many people in Oakland, California that are known for violence, and they'll continue violence even against the National Guard. And so it's just amazing how many major cities of the United States that have the potential to take out National Guardsmen when they're sent there, not by their choosing, but by the choosing of a tyrant and his sycophants, his toadies, his minions. So Donald Trump is the cause of all this. And as I say at the end of all my videos, fuck you, Donald Trump. To everyone else, pox some more, Jack, and keep on trucking.